Hey folks, Steve with Cabin Living, Cranberry, West Virginia. Just want to kind of do a little bit close up here of the outhouse. Again, this was constructed when I purchased the property there in 2012. We actually have right here in front of it, and I don't know if you guys can see these kind of small little flowers here that are starting to bloom here. But little yellow flowers, that is a witch hazel, or Hamamelis virginiana is its scientific name. Blooms in the late fall with those kind of pretty little yellow flowers. That's about all you'll get for the rest of the year. From here on out, it's going to be gray, snowy, cold. But just kind of wanted to zoom in. Now, when I purchased the property, the owner told me that the outhouse met, I guess, Nicholas County specifications, which is 4 foot wide, 4 foot long, and 4 feet deep. And so that is a little half moon there carved into the door was there when I got there. Nice little touch. But anyway, so from the outhouse, if you spin around, you can kind of see some of the firewood handiwork there. I usually try to keep a year ahead on firewood. And really, what I'll do is I'll stack that wood out. If I've got some extra tin and stuff, I'll cover it. If not, I'll just kind of leave it out in the open and just let it air dry there. Nice windy ridge up here, pretty dry. You can see the water. It's a narrow ridge where water runs off fast, so you can get some dry wood in a hurry up here. But as I come on around, here's kind of the woodshed that I built. I built this the first year that I was up here, and kind of had a couple 4x4 posts there at the house on this backside. They were already cut to that length, so I just bought a couple more 8-foot posts and kind of put everything together. You can see I've kind of built onto it right here. You know, kind of a little hand wash station when you're out here cooking, handling raw meat or something at a picnic table, or you're coming out of the out potty there. We just use old jugs there from the laundry, and a little bit of hand soap there, and that takes care of it, gets you where you need to be. So coming on around, kind of see the woodshed maybe a little bit better there, and I'll back up. So about 8 foot tall on the front end. I'm not sure on the back end, probably right around 5. Then I guess probably close to 4 feet wide there, I think. But holds enough wood, keeps it nice and dry, makes it easy to get when there's snow on the ground. So pretty handy to have. Well worth the time and effort put into it. So come on around and kind of see. It is Thanksgiving. That's our turkey in the cooler there, and part of our turkey fryer hanging out there. So this is the old picnic table that was on the property. We added this kind of box here to it, and really what I have is a 2-burner stove inside that, and just a stove from Cabela's. Got kind of tired of packing it in and out every time, and I'll just throw a ratchet strap around it to hold that lid down. It stays nice and dry in there, and so far no critters or anything have gotten into it. The wood actually came. We replaced the front steps on the house, and that's where the wood actually came from to do that. So all around is our fire pit. Fixed a lot of stakes and everything on that. We just kind of have a metal grate that we throw over top of it and cook on it. So a lot of good campfires there. And come on over. Have see my shadow there. It's so sunny. The sun's really laying to the south there this time of year. So come on over. Got a little splitting block, splitting maul there, and that's kind of where we bust things down a little bit smaller if we need to. And come on over. It's kind of the grate there that I had made to go on the fire there. So, but yeah, that kind of brings us back over to the cabin itself. And got another picnic table here. It's actually a Mother's Day present from my wife there one year. But you see a little smoke coming out of the stovepipe there. It was cool last night. And out of the corner here, got my Christmas present there last year, a little weather station. So kind of nice. I mean, I don't have it where it needs to be, but I can definitely get good temperature readings and everything out of it. The wind speed's always going to be a little off, but probably don't want to know the true wind speed up here. Go back to the cabin. So solar panel right up here off the front porch. Got one 12-volt battery there, and that'll charge back up. So we got some 12-volt lights in it. Also has some oil lamps as backup. But pretty interesting building. The gentleman that built it, he did an incredible job with what he had and kept things on kind of the cheap side. One thing that really always amazed me, the cabin foundation itself is going to be 6x6 posts that go down into the ground, but to fill this space in here, he just picked up rock on the property, and there is a lot of rock up here, and just basically just kind of laid it on the ground. So you always get kind of an air space, you know, in the freeze thaw, you know, you can kind of see that gap there. But looks really good, and really a lot of trouble, I'm sure, you know, to do that. But you got kind of a little crawl space door there. Siding, not sure. I'm still torn on what kind of wood it is. It's either going to be cedar, and I kind of doubt that it's cedar. I'm kind of leaning towards yellow poplar, but we usually keep some stain on it. Every 3 years I'll hit it with some clear stain. About really the only major thing that I've done to it, you can see here at the window where there's two white streaks coming down. That was actually kind of green and moldy there when I first got it. Nobody really been around here for a while. So kind of cleaned that up with some Clorox, stained it, and then these little window treatments here that kind of shed the water off the windows. I did add those both on the top and the bottom windows there. So then we'll keep taking a tour on around back. There you can kind of see the back side. Propane refrigerator inside, propane stove. So we've got the cabin itself on a 100-pound propane tank. This here is actually, you are basically staring off the back side of the property now. Kind of where the grass ends is where it ends, and it drops off pretty steep back there. I can't imagine anybody will ever really build in behind me, but wish I owned a little bit more, but hey, it's got to be for sale to buy it. So coming on back, we got a little building here that I built to get cleaned up in. We got a little shower inside there. Kind of back to the property line thing there. You can actually see right there is a property pin. This corner sitting right in there. So built this in 2013. Propane shower. I just purchased an instant hot water shower. I believe it was an EcoTemp. Used an existing tub that was in the cabin, and just kind of rigged up a little shower in there. Runs off propane. Got propane heat. I did manage to run this structure though, since we were going to be pumping water. I did go ahead and make this structure run off 120, and you can kind of see a little Jenny box right there where I got my generator. And so it just runs off 120. Did put a pressure tank in. About 7 gallons I think is what it holds. So you can actually go in there if you got water pumped up in the pressure tank. You actually can go in there and take a shower and not have to have any electric. But that's usually what we do, is just fire up the Jenny and run everything 120 lighting, 120 pump. And of course the heater is just a propane heater there, so blue flame, so no power needed there. But coming on around, Jenny, and then a little scrap of wood there I got piled up. You never know when you're going to need something. And a spare propane tank there I acquired there this year. And we're kind of back around here to where we park at. There's a tree stump here. That was part of the project there this year. Actually, this one was just in the way, so it came out of the way. But the bigger problem was this tree here, and it's a big tree. It was a tall tree. It was right against the side of the cabin, as you can see there, with the porch, and it kind of had that big bad place in it there. So I thought it would have been in a lot rougher shape than what it was. Turned out that it really wasn't, at least not where I cut it, and I cut right above it. But needless to say, I cut it down. It's split. It's drying for firewood. Hated to do it. It was a nice addition to the cabin, but at the same time, I didn't want it to become part of the cabin, I guess. So in order to do that, I did take out this other tree out here, just to give myself plenty of room, give myself a big hole to put it in. No worries there, and just get it done, get it taken care of. So kind of back around to the front, and here we are at the driveway again, and kind of looking out at what an absolutely incredible view we have here today. Blue skies. So we are just north of Richwood, West Virginia, in the far eastern part of Cranberry, in the far eastern part of Nicholas County, looking across the Cranberry River here, and man, it is a gorgeous day. More to come later, folks. Have a happy Thanksgiving.